Lanterns is basically a show that's been in development over at DC for 3, 4 years at this point, longer. I mean, it's originally, I mean, if you can trace this project back all the way to when they made that big Comic-Con slate announcement, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna make a Green Lantern's movie, a Green Lantern Corps movie," and that basically then went nowhere. And then eventually we figured out, oh, or we get the announcement like, yeah, we're gonna turn this Lanterns movie into a Lanterns TV show. And then they had actors attached, they had directors and producers, showrunners. And then we got the news, I think it was like a year ago or something, that they had completely scrapped all of that and they were starting over. So, and then James Gunn had wanted to incorporate it into his vision, and he had a different vision in mind for the show than what the previous showrunners and all the actors attached were working on. So now, and John, like we are getting news that after what must have been an exhaustive search, the new Lantern series for the DCU is potentially getting has found its new showrunner, and that, of course, for any TV show has to be like the first step. You find the person who's going to be the creative, and lead of the show, and then they will then bring in everybody else. They'll help with the casting of the actors. They'll bring in the writers' room, other producers on the show. So, okay, what can you tell us about like this new potential? And again, this is not confirmed, but like the potentially the new showrunner for Lanterns.
So it seems like that the rumor mill this time around is that they have chosen a man named Chris Mundy, who was the showrunner for Ozark, the Emmy nominated and winning Ozark, that just ended its run, I believe, last year. It was starred Jason Bateman. It got so much traction. It was like critically acclaimed. It was audience acclaimed. It received a lot of accolades and was overall extremely great. And on top of that, Chris Mundy has also worked on as an executive producer. He worked on Bloodline, which was also critically acclaimed. He worked on Hell on Wheels, which was also critically acclaimed. And then he also worked on Criminal Minds back in the day. And and it just seems that this guy has just been working on every like great show, in terms of like hard hitting like dramas that involve families, mainly with Ozark and Bloodline. And considering that he's good with ensemble pieces, it seems like he is a good choice for Lanterns, because the Green Lantern Corps is a ensemble piece. Even though it is the what they plan on doing, it has been confirmed that it is going to be John Stewart and Hal Jordan. Even though that they are the main characters and it's only two of them, we do have to bring in that entire world of the Green Lantern Corps into this. So I think this would be, as someone who is written and produced so much, greatness for TV, and who's good at ensemble pieces. I think this would be, if it is true, would be a really great addition to this DCU. And I think someone who could definitely do Lanterns properly after it got mucked up with the Ryan Reynolds movie. So, I think they definitely will go down the right path if they do choose Chris Mundy, definitely.
Yeah, and then if you look at his IMDb, he is listed and under his upcoming projects, Lanterns is listed. So I know that IMDb isn't always reliable until things are like officially up and running, and then the studio reps and stuff like then they start like making like official additions. But until then, literally anybody could go in and make additions, and you could say you were working on the new Spider-Man movie, and like it could show up on your IMDb profile and not be confirmed and not be true. So yeah, we should take this with a grain of salt, but certainly if this ends up being official, then I think it's a great move, because Ozark is probably one of the best TV shows that has been on air over the last 5 years. So if they were to go in this direction, I think they're not really doing anything wrong, doing anything that anybody who hears about this news is going to be like, what? They brought who on board? Like, it's certainly not like the Supergirl movie where they brought in a writer who I think a lot of people are looking at and saying, this person does not have any credits, previous credits. Like, is this actually a good script? I mean, James Gunn says it is, but do we really know for sure? And unlike that, I think with Chris Mundy, like you don't have to really worry about that. Like, this guy knows how to run a TV show. He knows how to do it well. He knows how to write character-driven stories. And I think that first and foremost is more important than, how good the visual effects are, or how many flying scenes, or what kind of wacky weapons are we going to see these lanterns come up with. I think if you go by the suspense, the drama, just how well written Ozark was, and if that's the caliber of writer you're bringing in, the caliber of showrunner you're bringing in, then I think it bodes well. It really bodes well for Lanterns, and for a project that's been in development hell for almost a decade. This would be a fantastic resolution and finding our way to finally, getting this, out there into the world. So guys, let us know in the comments below what you think. Is this something that you're looking forward to seeing? Is this Lantern show something that's still on your radar as an exciting project to look forward to, or have you just kind of given up on it? It's something that I personally am really looking forward to, and I think Lanterns, now that they're gonna have the two most popular lanterns of all time be featured in it, rather than like the secondary, or like the lesser known versions that the previous iteration of the show had, that makes me even more excited. And to have somebody like Chris Mundy attached, I think, again, you got great talent there, and you can't really go wrong with talent. So let us know in the comments what you think, and of course we'll be back here talking more about Lanterns, once we get more casting news, and maybe once we get a confirmation on the showrunner, and so on and so forth. Of course, there's so many DC projects coming up. The new DCU is just about ready to get kicked off. So keep tuning back here for DCU Daily. We will have new updates for you each and every day. And we'll be talking about the new Aquaman movie coming up soon as well. So check back here for more on that too.